My name's Sam. I am a grateful member of this community. I'm also a drug addict and an alcoholic. I grew up in Santa Monica from a really good family, actually. Great siblings, good parents, outside and inside, really. Nothing terrible happened to me as a child. I had my needs met. I had friends, I played sports. I switched high schools, got into a private school that I was soon thereafter kicked out of. But for a short period of time, I went to a new school, and right before that happened, it was a tragedy in my family. I lost my father. More complicated than that, he had a heart attack and suffered a brain injury. So he was in a vegetative state for years. For the point of my story, I suffered a trauma, and I kind of reinvented myself in high school as this bad boy. I had access to drugs, I had older friends and stuff like that. And I think it was a way I could take control of something. Because I was scared, I was insecure, I was in a new place, and I didn't know what the hell was going on with my dad. The first time I did cocaine in high school, I remember having these philosophical thoughts. Now what I realized is I was searching for some type of spiritual connection, right? Something. I got caught early. A girlfriend of mine told my mom I was doing drugs. And I was first introduced to AA at the age of 14. And I didn't know anything about it. I liked going out and smoking cigarettes on a Monday night at 10 p.m. in West Hollywood. I thought that was badass. But I didn't know anything about the steps. I didn't know anything about the work. It would take me, honestly, over 2 decades to actually learn what was going on in that big book. This home life situation was strange. I was kind of ashamed of what was going on. I had this kind of 50-year-old infant at home who was my father, who we had to take care of. I had this issue at home that I could just completely shut out and go be this other person outside, this bad kid, this reckless kid, this cool kid. I got kicked out of that school quickly, continued to do drugs, never really tried to get sober, arrested a few times, fairly minor stuff, nothing that you couldn't explain with adolescent behavior. And then in college, I got addicted to heroin. That was my first experience with complete and utter powerlessness. I'd never been dope sick. I'd never stolen anything before from a loved one. I have never violated my values on such a disgusting level until I felt what it was like to just sink that low. Eventually, not through treatment or recovery or 12 steps, thanks to some drug, Vivitrol, I got off heroin and actually have never done an opiate since my mid-20s, but I found crack cocaine. That was me, filling that void that I didn't have heroin anymore, and I didn't have a program, I didn't have experience. I was filling that hole with this new drug. That, off and on for years, came to define me. I got married, I built a business, I had these successes, but there was always this elephant in this room, this monkey on my back, this voice in my head that told me I was different from you, told me I wasn't gonna get enough of what I needed. It wanted me in that place because that's the only way it knew how to solve problems, was to get high, was instant gratification, was to run, was to fight, was to fuck, was to do anything really, not to feel what I learn now that I needed to feel. It took me the loss of a marriage, the loss of other relationships, the loss of friends, the loss of my business, sanity, humiliation, all of these things were sacrificed so I could get to where I am now. I burn my life to the ground quicker than you would ever imagine. Sometimes it takes a while, sometimes I'm just gone. When you have a head full of this program, there's no more fun left in what you're doing. But you go out, not the intention to party or feel better, but you're just hiding and you're just running and it's miserable. But I would go so hard that I wouldn't want to face the music. And at times I would rather have died than actually have to come to sober and look people in the eye. I've been to treatment before, like many people here. I've been in and out of many different treatment centers. What makes this place different is the community. It is those people shouting words back at you. It's not necessarily what the words mean. It's that all of these people are saying them to you up there. And I know when I'm having a bad day, when I don't want to do what I don't want to do, the easiest way for me to get out of my head or or put that next foot forward is to go find a new person here and talk to them, or I don't know, anything. Marathon training has done more for my mental health than I ever thought. I did it because I'm like, I'm gonna get fit, I have time, I can say it's under my belt. Like this is what sober people do. They get physically fit. And I mean, that's obviously a byproduct of it, but what it does to me to get up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday, run 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 miles all over Los Angeles, knowing how much pain I'm gonna be in. I know I'm gonna feel good, but physically it's gonna hurt. And then knowing the actual like endorphins, the chemical, the spiritual boost you get from that every week, being scared, being stressed, being excited, and then just making yourself do it. It's one of the greatest things I've done since I've been here. The marathon's in a couple weeks. We'll see when it's all said and done, but you can't take away what we've done for the past 4 months. If you just said, hey, train for this marathon on your own, no way. I maybe would have tried, but I would have quit. But when you have a bunch of people to lean into, when you have someone who runs a similar pace than you, who's not stopping, you don't stop. When you have someone telling you how to stretch, what to eat, you really get to see why we need each other. I can't be at peace unless I'm feeling like I'm useful, unless I'm feeling like I'm of service in some way. I make call 3 days a week here. I love it. I went to a Jewish community center for preschool, and we used to make challah every week. The second you smell the challah getting pulled out of the oven, the second you bite into fresh challah, I'm brought back to that little 3-year-old kid. It's crazy how nostalgic that is. I mean, other than that, this is the best challah in the city. You're supporting a good cause, and the crew we have in there is amazing. Beit Shuvah is, on its face, a Medi-Cal substance abuse and gambling program. But I've been to many substance abuse programs, and that is not what Beit Shuvah is. Beit Shuvah is a community that wants and helps people build lives. And I am eternally grateful that I get to be here every day.